Hi, Agla.
Hi, Adek.
My God, we have a lot in common.
We sure do.
Despite different locations, I see you in me. And I'm sure, I don't know if you see me.
I really do. And I love everything that you do and the confidence that you exude. It is perfect.
And I cannot leave here without having a chat with you. Like, this is me having a talk with Adek Bassey live with you. And I want to ask you very, maybe deep questions.
Okay.
And I would like you to respond to them because I know that your response will also give a lot of people insight about maybe certain things they've not looked at it that way. All right. So this is like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? But just that there is no cash to be won. But
Okay.
I mean, yeah. All right. So how will you describe yourself without mentioning what you do? This is my test question. I'm a purpose discovery coach, and this question is one question that people used to fail a lot.
It is true because people tie their achievements and what they do to their character and who they are.
So,
Okay.
describe yourself without just telling us what you do.
Okay. I am a very joyous person. I see the good in everyone and I love happiness and I love seeing it in other people. So even in my character, you'll just notice I'm just very positive. I call myself a cheerleader to other people and that's just who I am as a person. I'm very joyous and that's my personality and how I even interact with other people.
The thing I pick is you just love to see joy expression in people.
Yeah.
And you love to document those expressions.
Exactly.
Right? So now, if we now do a background check, the things that you now do, are we going to see components of these things about you that you have mentioned? Do you capture moments? Do you communicate stories? Is that what you do?
I sure do. That's exactly what I do.
Correct. You passed my test. All right. So check her out and then get to see, to validate that she is who she says she is, in line with what she does. You just passed the test. Most people used to fail this test actually. All right. So what are the 3 major things you have been doing in the development space?
Okay, I would say communicating or showing stories of other young people. I am really heavy on wellness and mental health, and that's also the kind of content that I produce. So even if it's like long form content or short form content, I am leaning towards content that is meant to uplift other young people because I believe that this age where young people are, it's very delicate. They need to have someone who's encouraging them, making them feel seen and realize that they are not alone because we do not have it all figured out. And it's totally fine. So that's what I'm doing. On the emotion side of it, making sure that everyone is okay. Anyone that I come into contact with, any video that I'm producing, to make other people realize that they're not alone and they're going to be okay.
You're just getting everything on track because this is connected to who you first say that you are, what you love to express, and now this is what you do in the development space. So if I'm to connect this dot to your career, will there be a career path that you studied or you're on now that is connected to this? What did you study in your first degree or in your school?
Okay, so for my first degree, I did communication and I did a double concentration in advertising and electronic media. And the reason for this is because I wanted to show these stories. I wanted to learn how can I communicate better or show certain emotions. How can I tap into that young person that I'm trying to reach? And right now I'm doing my master's in communication where I'm majoring in communication for development because I would want to now bring in everything that I've learned into the development stage. Yeah.
I feel you're one of the young person I've seen that is very intentional about expressing who you are by the things that you do. All right. So, okay, now this is very tricky. Why are you in the development space? Because many people have different reasons. Some people here, development space, NGO work is paying. That's where the money is. People have different reasons. Why are you in the development space?
Okay, I have tried out different sectors. I was in a media house, I was in a creative agency, and I realized I wanted to make a difference. And how best than to actually be with these people we want to make a difference to, getting their stories right from the start. So I figured out this would be my way of actually making a difference and being at the front line. Yeah.
Wow. So your reason for behind your stories was the push and drive of why on development space.
Exactly.
And you're enjoying it.
Enjoying is an understatement. I feel like it's giving me so much fulfillment.
And you feel so alive whenever you are engaged to do this.
Exactly.
If we send you to Nigeria to go and tell stories and communicate that, you will be excited to
Hey!
All right, Nigeria will soon have you. Okay, so why do you believe so much in youth and their leadership? I feel like you believe so much in youth.
I really do. I do feel like young people are the largest population in different sectors, right? And I feel like they are the leaders of tomorrow. If we do not invest in the youths, if we do not build onto their character, their esteem, then who's going to be the person tomorrow? And it's going to be a cycle. If they are not empowered, if they are not encouraged, they're going to be leaders of tomorrow who then bring the same cycle to the young ones there.
And they might still repeat the same mistakes that others have done.
Exactly. And
Amazing.
investing in these young people means that you're investing in other young people who are going to come next.
I love the fact that I'm not even responding to this question. So it doesn't look like this is regular things that Adek says, right? This is just me hearing from someone else's mouth, and everything almost looks similar. So that's why now you know why I said we are almost the same person in two different bodies, two different locations.
I know, right?
But life has brought us together.
And I'm so happy that it has.
Yeah. All right. Why do you think majority of systems doubt the capacity of youths? That's why they can't even trust them to engage them, to feel like they can deliver any result. I feel like that is a very rapid problem right now. There are systems, there are organizations, there are companies. If it's a young person, there is a lot of doubts. Why is that there?
Okay, first of all, it's obviously bias because from what I've seen, young people are creating so much change and they are leading in so many things. You've seen that, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like it also just goes back to the answer I gave before because probably they did not see that capacity when they were younger. So how then can they see that in other young people?
This is deep. So you feel like they are reflecting back into their own life when they were younger and they didn't have that capacity at that time. That is why they are not believing that a young person at this age should have what this is another kind of light.
Yeah.
So what word will you tell some of those doubters is you might not have been that at your age, but give another young person a chance.
Exactly. Give another person a chance. The young people are now getting to understand their rights. They're getting to see how empowered they can be.
Yeah.
And the more they are empowered, the more they can do stuff to the maximum capacity. Believe in young people.
Yes, just believe and give them a chance. And we're tired of asking for this every day. Just believe. I promise not to be the one to say anything. All right. Now, let's go to challenges. What are the 3 common challenges or struggles you feel youths face when they are trying to actually make efforts in addressing issues? Some of them have been in this space from when they were adolescent to now they are early youth or even late youth, and they've put in so much effort. It looks like they're not growing, they're not going anywhere. What do you think would be the challenge?
Okay, first of all, I'd probably say that some young people really want to do a lot. They want to create change, and they're probably just brought in to just sit at the table. They're not really, people don't listen to them and actualize whatever they're talking about. So it's just that, come in as a young person and represent us, or you're here just for representation, and they're not actually at the front line. And it all goes back to people not believing in young people's capabilities.
Okay.
I also think maybe a lot of young people want to bring out certain programs or progresses and they're not properly funded. So that's not going to bring in a lot.
Funding.
Yeah.
Okay, if there's funding you've mentioned, there is, again, the doubt thing about their capacity. All right. Within the young people themselves, do you feel like maybe they've not built their capacity in a certain technical way enough that could probably be a challenge why they are not growing? Could that also be a reason?
I'm not really sure because most of the young people I've interacted with, you get to hear, I learned this skill from this program. They're really eager to learn. And I feel like you cannot know everything even as a young person. There's only so much that you can do and with the skills that you have. So even if it's in terms of them not having the necessary skills, I feel like they can learn it, they can learn along or rather just keep building their capacity.
So on this one, maybe I'm going to say maybe context differs here. Maybe Kenya young people have intentional programs that is just how to build their capacity and they're meaningfully engaged. I don't know if that is the case. But as a youth engagement strategist working with young people, even running one system that engage young people, apart from creating rooms because we believe in them to do this, we also notice that most of them, even after graduation from school, despite the professional courses they've gone to do, they don't have some certain technical skills yet. In terms of even report writing, you engage some people to write reports and you start wondering, is this a graduate that is putting up this kind of report, basic tools, communication skills, they struggle to express themselves technically as experts in those areas. So I started wondering, is this a country gap, or is there something missing? Do you experience this kind of challenge? Have you met a young person that you expected that this person should know this? The person doesn't know how to do that.
I feel like I haven't been properly endorsed in such, so I probably would not know. Yeah, because maybe, you know, I'm in communications, and most of the young people that I meet are probably in the same comm space. So I always feel like they're delivering. So
you've been meeting the empowered, equipped, capacity ones.
Exactly.
So maybe you should do a social experiment on the streets and just ask young people random questions around certain skills and get to find out.
Exactly.
Yeah, and get to
I'll definitely do that because it seems like something that's very important to find out.
Yeah.
So that,
we should find out, because I mean, sometimes we launch a call and say we want a finance person that is a young person, this age category, and then you will not find. You will hardly find. When you find, they don't have the capacity, they are still learning how to use the system. Some people, and I'm like,
okay, I see that.
So you should do that research.
I'll
and share the
result
as well.
Find out.
Okay, this is now a personal question.
Okay.
What is that one thing that keeps you going even when you don't get the result that you desire to get? Personally, I meet a lot of obstacles that I might want to have this result and I don't get them. But I'm still going, no matter what. I have something keeping me going. What is that one thing that keeps you going?
God. He keeps me going in everything. I feel like most of the times when I'm frustrated about things not working out, I can guarantee you, I just tell God about it and it works out. He just shows up in so many ways for me, and I never doubt that at all. So I started leaning on, God's will instead of my own understanding, and it's really helped me in so many ways.
And I didn't even say anything, and then she said it. Amazing. Yeah, because that's what people don't know, that I draw my strength from God.
Yeah.
I don't miss the presence of God for anything.
At all.
I might be down now, but once I appear in God's presence, maybe from the worship session or something, I just feel refreshed and I don't look at my problem. And I wake up the next morning, I'm like, yes!
I know!
Intense, and I'm still out there. So, young people, if you're experiencing struggle, the good thing is, it's not your effort that might actually get that result that you're looking for. Go to God and draw strength, and He just keeps you going. I'm happy. Just like giving people a blueprint that makes their life easier. I believe that you have a career goal where you're going to, and sometimes even at this stage you're wishing you have maybe somebody give you a roadmap and say, to get to that pole, do this, go here, go here, go here, and then you see yourself there, right? And it makes life very easy. So if you are to give a young person a blueprint to say, for you to grow to this ladder in your career, this and this and this is the pathway you have to do, what will be those things?
I would say you need to do a lot of due diligence in everything that you do. I feel like what you mentioned about the young people that you've met and they probably don't understand the basics of certain things, it's because sometimes we take things for granted. We take the fundamentals and the basics for everything that we learn. I would say take everything that you work on, even if it's volunteer work, even if it's the work that you do, even if it's your education, take it fully, understand what you're doing, and make sure you're grasping all that, so that you have a foundation, so that even if you are to be given a specific challenge, you probably even have an idea of what to do. Work extra hard in everything that you do. And another thing that I constantly do is network. You have no idea how many opportunities you could get a chance to, just because of the people that you met, just because of that person who you talked to and asked questions about, they got to tell you.
Just to break this very simple, because when you said network, I feel it's just by going out, say hello, what's your name,
and then you're like, oh, here's your number.
Exactly. And they still go back to their same position without any level of growth. They can come to a meeting like this and meet people and still don't get a win. The next, will you want to give maybe a networking secret that somebody needs to know? How well should somebody network?
I feel like maybe what I've done is, when you meet this person you want to network with, I feel like the one mistake people do is obviously thinking that you go talk to them and then you're like, do you have an opening for this particular job? That's not how you network.
Yeah.
You first get to know this person, you get to make them like you, just talk on a personal level, and then ask them if they'd want to mentor you before you get to ask about a job. I feel like that works because you'll get to learn a little bit about them, ask about their interests. Are they good at maybe capacity building or whatever,
The area you're looking for.
And obviously find someone who you'll match. Don't look, I probably go network. Why would I be networking with someone who's in finance and I have no business with finance?
Exactly.
I'm going to look for someone who's in comms. I'm going to talk about what they do. I'm going to compliment them. I'm going to ask them, can I follow you as you go there to probably record a video? Can I ask you ABC? Once they see your desire to learn, and then we go back to the first point of working hard and doing everything with due diligence.
You said something very striking, that networking comes with you being hungry to know. Because sometimes people give you the quantity of water based on your test.
Yeah.
And some young people probably don't show that they are testing. They just sit down, feel cool, and not ask striking questions that make their cup get filled.
Exactly.
Thank you for sharing that. So you've learned networking. So guys, how long have you been in the development space?
8 months.
8 months, and you've grown.
Yeah.
So let me ask you one question about money. If you started off your journey in the development space, putting in this is how much you want to be paid, this is what you want to get, do you think you would have grown this far in 8 months?
No. Okay. I tell this to so many young people who talk to me about probably career and everything. I have done so much volunteer work because I wanted to learn.
Yeah.
I wanted to do the thing where I talked about like building my basics and foundations.
Yeah.
Because what I can bank on is my education and my mind and what I can put to the table. Not a specific career title that I was the manager of that. And I do not have the capacity to even become a manager. If I did think about the money from the beginning, I probably would have gotten that money, but what impact would I have made? I would not become an asset even to other places that I get to.
You said something like another very striking thing. So that's where most young people have missed it. Because they are graduate, they just expect that you should employ them.
Yeah, they're just like,
graduated.
This is what I want.
I have this certificate. And some people even volunteer wrongly. They go to volunteer in a space and they feel volunteer is just about being engaged in an activity. We're going for a program here, not being intentional to say, I have this basic skill or competency gap. I want to learn how they do reports. I want to learn how people host meetings.
Yes.
I want to learn how this, and then get into a space that is what you're basically learning. And as you're learning, you're putting it into practice, and in a short time, you start becoming relevant, that you'll be useful to be engaged.
Exactly.
We've just dropped some bomb, guys. So if you think that you've been struggling, maybe this is where you've been volunteering wrongly, you should go correct that. Okay, so there's no money for you.
Yeah.
So you are looking for how much are they paying me?
It's not that much.
You are the reason for why you have not grown. Take notes. All right, so this is not on purpose. If you're being given 3 weeks to live on earth, maybe God called you and say,
Egla.
Okay, so start. Okay. Maybe God called you and say, hi, Egla. It's been nice having you on earth. You have 3 weeks to wrap up. What is that one thing you will say, okay, 3 weeks, I'm going to just be doing this for 3 weeks and wave the earth goodbye?
Oh my, this is such a hard question.
I know.
I feel like now I would probably say something like go on a vacation or something. But if I do get that feeling and I know I have 3 weeks, I don't know. I feel like I would make memories with the people I love, my friends and my family. I'd probably just try to finish off all the things I wanted to do in terms of creating impact to people. I'd host things and I'd be like, guys, I assure you, this is the right time to do this.
Yo, you say you're laughing, but you're saying something very striking. You said key major things. You want to capture moments and spend time with family. You want to probably go maybe 1 or 2 vacations in places that you probably have not gone. And then most importantly, connecting it to who you are and what you've been doing. You want to use the remaining time to do some impact before you bid farewell. That is where people used to miss it in living purpose. They don't get this answer figured out. For me, if I'm being thrown the same question, I will say, okay, 3 weeks, all right. So I might probably like dump certain things and say, you know what, I want to drop my voice that generations will come and hear when I'm gone. And morning till night, I might be saying things to the world back to back, and it's recorded like what Miles Morrow did and kept.
Exactly.
And secondly, I might want to just be speaking. I tell myself, even on the sick bed, I want people to just gather people for me to sit down, keep a visual for me. Let me talk to my last breath and disappear. That's what I want to do.
Oh, that's
and
amazing.
I feel like if I go and I'm watching what's happening down, people are hearing the voice.
You're like,
you know.
this is exactly.
And if you're able to get this answer right, that means you've found your purpose, you have your clarity on how to live it, and you know where you're going to. So in the midst of every other thing you're doing, those are like extra, but there is a major.
Yeah.
All right, thank you. This girl. Now let's speak to the world.
Okay.
The question is, what is that one thing you are very good at and you want the world to know about it, so they can reach out to you and say, come and do this for us?
All right. Okay. One thing I'm good at is being me. And by being me, when I mentioned the joyous part, I said that I want to connect that with the stories I tell about people. And I'm really good at that. And me telling stories of other people means that I also need to know them on a personal level, speak to them. And I'm able to speak to so many people. I get on conversations with people, and by the end of it, they're like, you've made me feel so much better about this particular thing. So I listen. I really love listening to people. And even I tell everyone that I'm speaking to, even though I don't have the solution to that, because I might not know everything.
Yeah.
But just tell me about it. Just unburden me with that. Just tell me about everything that you have. And so that all simplifies to who I am as a person. I love that.
So, well, if you're hearing that and you need a very human, good storyteller with a human feel, this is your go-to person. If you've been doing your company work, your organization work, and you want to have a human feel of a good storyteller, engage her. Just give her 3 months in your space and see the beautiful stories that she will get. Even if you have a crowd that's very difficult to have conversation, I feel like you will break in and still capture the story and now project it in a way that everybody will love to see. And if you want to know how her work is being done, her social media, she'll be tagged. Follow her and see her history. Just engage her. I will not recommend something wrong to you. Engage her, and if she fails you, hold my neck. Hold my neck. And then as we wrap up, what is that one advice you want to give to one young person watching you right now? I know that online you get people watching you a lot, but in this kind of question, I want you to speak to one person. It could be just one person that will get this advice. What would that be?
I would tell that young person, stop holding yourself back. I know there's a lot you're feeling, a lot you're thinking about yourself, and even the voices you might hear where you're like, I'm not good enough, I'm this and this. I want you to step out of that zone, and I want you to go out and do whatever it is that you love doing, because people are not going to see the impact you bring out without you getting outside and showing it to them. We are not going to know about what you do if you're just scared about your talents, you're scared about what you do. So don't hold yourself back, get out and do it.
Ooh, this is a wrap talking with Adek Bassey. I'm so happy for this conversation.
Me too.
Despite the country difference, Kenya, Nigeria, I feel like we can still influence and make impact together. Okay. So now, to everybody watching, what is that thing you want
egg?
What is that one thing you want I and Ekla?
So too.
Okay, so what is that one thing you want I and Ekla to do together that will benefit you and influence you and impact your life? Tell us and trust now. We will design a program around it and get it started. Location is not a problem because we have the online space.
Absolutely.
And we can come to your location, your country. Just let us know and we'll see how. Is this a promise? We'll see how we can get that. Thank you guys, and thank you for being here.
Thank you, Adek. Bye.
See your online guests.